This is VOA News. I'm Joe Ramsey. Zimbabwe's opposition leader on Sunday rejected the re-election of President Emerson Mnangagwa.
We reject this sham result and flawed process based on the disputed figures.
Citizens Coalition for Change leader Nelson Chamisa cited several electoral observation missions concerns over the election process. Two observer groups said police raided their data centers and arrested staff and volunteers so they could not independently verify the results. The Election Commission announced late on Saturday night Mnangagwa had won the election with 53% of the vote, while Chamisa got 44%. Russian investigators said on Sunday genetic tests had confirmed Yevgeny Prigozhin, the leader of the Wagner mercenary group, was among the 10 individuals who lost their lives in a recent plane crash. Reuters correspondent Christy Kilburn reports.
The crash coincided with the 2-month anniversary of the Wagner mercenaries' mutiny led by Prigozhin. Russian President Vladimir Putin characterized this mutiny as a stab in the back. However, the Kremlin has dismissed suggestions that Putin may have ordered Prigozhin's death as an absolute lie. Wagner fighters played a notable role in the conflict in eastern Ukraine, particularly during the extended siege of Bakhmut. They have now left Ukraine and some have relocated to neighboring Belarus under the terms of a deal that ended their mutiny.
Reuters correspondent Christy Kilburn. Sudanese Army Chief Abdel Fattah el-Burhan arrived Sunday in the coastal city of Port Sudan as the country reels from over 4 months of war with paramilitaries. Armed forces have been fending off unceasing offensive on headquarters by the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces led by Burhan's deputy-turned-rival. This is VOA News. A 21-year-old white man fatally shot 3 black people on Saturday in the U.S. state of Florida with guns he bought legally despite once being involuntarily committed for a mental health examination, the local sheriff says. He used an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle and a Glock handgun in the shooting, Sheriff T.K. Waters said during a press conference. The man had legally purchased his guns in recent months, even though he underwent a required mental health examination in 2017. 3 U.S. Marines were killed when their aircraft crashed during a training mission in northern Australia, AP correspondent Jackie Quinn reports.
Our thoughts are with them and their families.
The Chief Minister of Australia's Northern Territory, Natasha Fyles, says the Osprey tilt-rotor aircraft with 23 U.S. service personnel on board crashed on Melville Island during a training exercise. Helicopters and fixed-wing aircraft rushed to the remote location to tend to the dead and injured.
The Northern Territory government stands by to offer whatever assistance is required.
The crash resulted in a significant fire, according to local media. The Pentagon says the Marines were participating in what's called Exercise Predators Run, training with troops from Australia, Indonesia, the Philippines, and East Timor, a coalition that could respond to military moves by China. I'm Jackie Quinn.
According to a new study, thousands of baby emperor penguins drowned last year in Antarctica after sea ice broke up early. More from Phil Mercer.
Emperor penguins are the largest of the 18 species of penguin and one of the largest of all birds. British scientists have reported an alarming die-off of chicks. The research shows 4 of 5 emperor penguin colonies near the Antarctic Peninsula suffered a catastrophic breeding failure at the end of last year. Warming seas prematurely melted the ocean ice, killing baby penguins before they were mature enough to survive. Scientists say when the ice breaks up too soon because of global warming, the chicks fall into the water and drown or freeze. Phil Mercer for VOA News, Sydney.
Tropical storm Idalia has formed in the Gulf of Mexico on a potential track to come ashore in the southern U.S. as a hurricane, according to the National Hurricane Center. Forecasters say they expect Idalia to become a hurricane Tuesday in the Gulf of Mexico and then curve northeast towards the west coast of Florida. It was not expected to menace southwest Florida, where deadly Hurricane Ian struck last year. I'm Joe Ramsey, VOA.
Thank you for watching. Can you do me a favor? Please leave a comment in the comment section below. That would really help. Thank you, and see you again soon.